Hey Heather, how are you?
Hey, Kenny, I'm doing good.
It looks beautiful where you're at. I don't know, nice
Yeah,
fall day.
Kansas City weather is actually quite cool and lovely for this time of year.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you joining. What are you watching this week? I think this is perfect. Fall weather, nice, sunny. That means it must be football time.
It
So
is football time.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. So bringing you on, I think for those who know you, this will not come as a surprise. But for those who don't, you are our resident Chiefs fan, Kansas City, and I have to say you guys are on a pretty good run when it comes to the NFL right now. So wanted to have you on the show. NFL kicks off this week. Games Thursday. Your Chiefs play, I believe, Friday. Full slate of games. So NFL is back. College football has already started. Cool weather. It's just a nice time of year for those of us who enjoy these sports.
Yes, and KU actually has a brand new stadium out here too. And we've got a big rivalry coming up this weekend against Mizzou.
There you go. So big football weekend where you're at, and I'm sure all across America. Well, I wanted to ask you. I mean, I think I know one half of your Super Bowl pick, but tell me how you're feeling about this season with the Chiefs and just the NFL overall.
I'm feeling really good about it. I mean, we've got Travis coming back in absolutely top form, plus, a new engagement, kind of adding new energy to the team. Andy Reid is keeping everybody busy. We got to go to their training camp this summer. I mean, those guys are out there working hard for hours on end in really brutal heat. So I feel like, they've really built up their stamina. They've got a lot of tenacity. They really want to go for it this season.
I think you alluded to it a little bit, but I think the biggest question for both Chiefs fans and fans of Taylor Swift are how many rings will Travis Kelsey get in the next 12-ish months? We know he's getting at least one. He's engaged to Taylor Swift now,
Yep.
but will he get one to go with it? I know he already has several Super Bowl rings, but are you thinking your Chiefs will be back in it, or Travis is going to have two rings this time next year?
So I've been a lifelong Chiefs fan, so I have to confess that we have never felt like any season is a guaranteed win to move forward in any direction. 50 years of not making it to the Super Bowl will teach you that, but we've had a pretty good record. So I will say that we are optimistic and very hopeful this year that we'll get back to the big game.
Awesome. Well, I have to tell you, unfortunately, the Chiefs are not my Super Bowl pick. I know you will remind me of that if you guys happen to make it again. But I'm feeling the Rams will get there. I think Los Angeles Rams, if Stafford stays healthy, I think they're back. And the AFC is stacked. I mean, a lot of good teams. I actually think this is the year that the Cincinnati Bengals get there. They've been close.
Oh, no, no, no. That will be absolutely unacceptable. I'm sorry, but no,
so,
I
so this is
cannot.
this is this
That
is
I
great
cannot abide by.
because I've always wondered. I live near the Cincinnati area. I'm not a Bengals fan, but I know that there's some animosity from the Bengals side towards the Chiefs, and I think you're revealing that that's a two-way street. You guys are not a fan of Joe Burrow or the Bengals as well.
It really comes from that Burrowhead comment. You don't come in here, we in the Midwest, we are a very humble culture. You don't come in with that kind of arrogance and ego. And especially when you have such I mean, Lamar Hunt founded the AFC here. So I feel like, coming in and saying that Arrowhead is going to be Burrowhead is just a bridge too far for all of us to handle.
Okay, well, didn't mean to offend. Maybe I'll modify to the Bills instead, but I don't know.
I respect the Bills. The Bills are going to be our toughest team to try to get through any of this with. And they always are, right? I mean, we can always guarantee that, when we play them in the regular season that it's always a we'll see you later because we know we're going to see them in the playoffs. So, I mean, they are a great team. Josh Allen is so nimble and he's willing to run the ball and jump flying over people to do so in great ways, and Mahomes is looking the same way. So I think it'll be a good matchup as always.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to see. I mean, starting this week, we've got 16, 17 weeks to the playoffs, so we'll have to see. Well, when you're not excited about your Chiefs, what else are you watching?
Well, that is where, like, I think we can talk about this. We've got a crosstown rivalry, cross-state rivalry going on this weekend too. We've got KU versus Mizzou. They haven't played each other in, I believe, over a decade now. But these border wars have been going on since the actual Civil War. And we are now seeing some of this happen with Missouri redistricting that's happening out there. We've got um, Missouri trying to play by a different set of rules than other folks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for those who are not aware, after a lot of pressure from the White House, it seems like Missouri is going to jump in and gerrymander at least their congressional districts in a special session, I believe, this week. By the time this runs, who knows where they'll be at in the process. But again, we're seeing a lot of changes to the map in different states, and Common Cause has their fairness. We have our fairness criteria that we're encouraging states, if they are taking this kind of extra leap, that they follow that fairness criteria. So we'll see what Missouri does. We'll encourage them to do that fairness criteria. I will say this, getting it back to the NFL. I know that there's always a few dynasties in the NFL. Whether you want to call the Chiefs one or not to jinx it, that's on you. But obviously you think about teams that got to the Super Bowl multiple times before the Chiefs. You're thinking about the Patriots. And I'm not comparing the Patriots and the Chiefs in a negative light. I know you'll never come back on. But I will say, as a non-Patriots fan, one thing I like about the Chiefs that you didn't have with the Patriots always had controversy. They were deflating balls. They were maybe taping practices of other teams. We haven't seen those types of things with the Chiefs. And I would encourage the Missouri legislature to follow their hometown Chiefs and do things by the rules. Don't be the Patriots. Don't try to rig the game unfairly in your favor. So yeah, that's my take on it. I don't know if you have anything else to add.
No, I think that's exactly right. I mean, I think that there is a reputation that folks have been talking about how they feel like the refs were always calling things against the other team, just to benefit Mahomes and his play, or, that the refs were somehow putting their thumb on the scale because we always would squeak by with a win in those last seconds of the game. But what that actually really speaks to is that everybody plays with their whole selves all of the time, but especially when it comes to those last few minutes of the game is when you need to see that team come together. The Chiefs come together and they make the W happen. It doesn't matter if it's happening by a field goal or I think it was the doink for the division last year when we won one of the playoffs. They put in the work and they put in the effort, and there is a fairness and an equity amongst the entire team that is felt. You can feel it in the fandom. There's a humility about their talents and their skills. They're not willing to try to, cut corners or cheat to win. And I think that should really speak volumes to everybody that we should follow that example.
Yeah, well, I can't add any more than that. I think that's a great part to end on. So, Heather, I appreciate your time. Good luck to your Chiefs this season. And like I said earlier, we'll see if Travis Kelce has 2 rings this time next year or just one.
I hope he does.
All right, thanks. See ya.
Thanks, Kenny. Bye.
Bye.